Hello, all, and welcome back to my channel. So, today I am reviewing a feature film by director Miroslav Petkov. Sorry about that. And it runs for 1 hour and 14 minutes. So, the film is Whispers. So, this is the full film. There were two little short films before this, and now it's been made into. So, it was set after Whispers 2 Natural Connection. So, this is the full movie sequel that follows a town plagued by disappearances. So, three men embark on a desperate search, leading them towards a chilling truth. And the beautiful setting of Bonneville Park, somewhere in America, hides a mystery that is both compelling and fraught with danger. This is a particularly dark and disturbing film with so many incredible elements, threads, psychological mental games, relationship dynamics, a park where 30 plus people have vanished into thin air, haunting whispers from the dead, and an insurmountable tone of dread that carries throughout the film, and it doesn't relent as a sense of hopelessness consumes the viewer. This is an atmospheric and character driven film. There's a warped sense of reality as the edges are blurred between what is real and what is imagined. So we begin with reporter Simon Peterson, who's played by Rudy Ledbetter, from the CBN News, explaining the disappearances of two women, Sophie Summers, and who actually disappeared after she had an argument with her boyfriend Nick Parker. And Maggie, who's played by Simona Rose, yay, who went looking for Sophie at Bonneville Park, is in the previous film. So that's in the previous short, Natural Connection. Um, so did something sinister happen? Is what we get to the point of asking is what's actually happened here at this park. So, or is it to do with the paranormal or some type of cult activity in the area? So I like that ambiguity. So we're back at Bonneville Park, the abandoned Bonneville building that we saw in the previous short films. It's a horrid place that shouldn't exist in the real world. The film begins with Nick, the boyfriend of the missing woman, Sophie. So he's at the park handing out missing persons flyers when he runs into Alex, played by the director himself, Miroslav Petkov, who happens to be the brother of the missing woman, Maggie. So then we're following Kane, who has been employed by Ethan Matthews, who's a reporter with CMN News, who's looking for his missing friend. So Kane has an interesting backstory, um, which comes out in the film, which I won't tell you because then it'll spoil it. So Alex employs Kane to help him find his sister. And now that we've got all the people together at the abandoned Bonneville Park building, they're all looking for the girls. So I like the way they split up so that then we get to witness what occurs to each of these characters as we go through the building. Then we are following Alex's story and how he came to be involved, and we learn about his and Maggie's backstory, and it's a very miserable tale. So we meet Gwen, whose backstory is shrouded in infidelity and a friendship gone awry with Maggie. So that's where a relationship, friendship dilemma comes into it. So she enters Nick's house without him knowing. And that is when she sees the messages on his computer from David Abney. Now, he's a friend of Todd Waterston, who's played by Phil Herman, who went missing in the previous film. So he's explaining the morbid history of Bonneville Park. So we receive a rundown of Alara and why she is so ingrained in the story. And to further this is an intriguing scene with Esmeralda Thorne, and that intensifies the film, and how she becomes the central character is integral. So there's a flashback scene to show the viewer what happened to Todd Waterston, which is good. So you can either go back and watch A Natural Connection, or you can just 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 watch the full film. So the ending sequence is brilliantly executed, and that we also see a major twist. Ugh, man, is it major? And the truth is revealed of what happened to Sophie and Maggie. The end scene is terrifying and thought provoking to say the least. Overall, I like the use of symbols that we see throughout the film that expresses home the point that something unusual is happening and how it affects people who touch it, as in the previous films, the painted trees in the park and the walls of the abandoned Boniface structure are covered in ancient cultist like texts and red paint or blood, which adds mystery and intrigue into the story arc. The whispers of the deceased are bone chilling as we hear their screams for help are trapped inside the building. The collaboration of such star studded indie filmmakers and casts makes this an extraordinary piece of indie filmmaking. All of the actors delivered their roles with total dedication and authenticity, and that clearly shines throughout the film. I was hooked right from the beginning to the bittersweet end. There are some great flashback scenes as well to transfer over to the viewer to see the characters' backstories, and which is very significant to the film. The tones and the shifts in moods are eloquently delivered to maximize on the tension, with great musical pieces to help push the narrative at the right times. The twists and turns are not only enthralling and not at all what I expected, which was an added bonus. I love surprises. So the thing I love about this filmmaker is the fact that he can take such an easy storyline and elaborate on it to make the story much more complex with many different levels to interpret. Um, and I've reviewed quite a few of Petkov's short films as well. I think this is his first feature film, and bloody hell, it's brilliant. It really is. It's dark and it's tragic, um, and it's quite full. And there's not too many characters to have to worry about either. Where they're all placed, what they're all doing, how they connect, and all that sort of stuff doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't happen in this film. Which is really good. Um, yeah, it's very dark and demonic, which I really liked. The only issue I had was I thought Bonneville Park was actually in Bosnia. Um, so I think they might have needed to manipulate the story to set it in America because as you will see, there's quite a heavy s- accents, and to the point where you wonder about the setting. And when I first did the review, I actually thought it was set in Bosnia, but as you soon find out, it's actually set in America. So I'm thinking perhaps maybe they could have added some sort of something to the story like they all went over to America together and then this is what happened. Um, Other than that, because that's the only thing that I found a little bit confusing was the setting, and setting's really important. So yeah, if you're not in the same country as you're setting it in, you have to be very clever to make sure that the viewer doesn't get confused about setting, because setting and locations are quite a big component in films. But other than that, this was riveting, edge sitting on the edge of it, nail biting experiences, especially when they split up in Bonneville building. We get to see each from each different point of view from each of the characters that are in there. Um, it's great. It's great. It really worked out. Besides the setting, a bit confusing, everything else was top notch. What you can always get with Miroslav's past is their commitment to what they're doing. That this isn't a joke to them. This is serious. This is serious filmmaking, and you get it. You get it when you watch it. You can see just how important this film is to the cast and the crew and the team behind it. And I love that when say when there's missing posters on the trees or in the forest or whatever, they're of other indie filmmakers or other indie actors or other people in that sort of indie realm filmmaking sphere, and they just get together and they just work remotely, which works anyway. And the way they transition that, considering it's done remotely from different countries, um, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant the way that it all comes together. So, this is, not on YouTube. Um, oh, once again, here I go. Whispers. I should have actually checked that one out where you can watch it. I know I've got it somewhere, but, let's just have a look. Um Oops. Where did it go? There we go. So, so that official trailer is actually on YouTube. Yes. Where can we watch it? Oh, we're gonna watch it. Yeah. Um. So, that okay. Nope, that can't be. Yes, it is. It says it's on Netflix. Okay, I'm not sure if it's in Netflix in my country. So anyways, I will find out whereabouts. You can watch it from in your country outside of New Zealand, because we obviously don't get the same stuff as you do over in other countries. So, anyway, I will hunt that down and do some research, which I should have done before I came on here. And I will link it in the description so you can go in and have a look as well. And I will also link in Natural Connections so that you can have a look at that as well. Check it out. And while you're there, I think it's Enigma Films. You should be able to see some of the other films that are there too. The official trailers are all on YouTube and International Movie Database. Obviously, you can check that out and see who's who and what's doing what and all that sort of lovely stuff. So that's been my review of Whispers, the full movie, 2025 by Miroslav Petkov and Simona Rose. Yeah, so go check that out. And until my next review, stay safe out there, take care, and bye for now.